to receive. I have regressed you in service of ego. You are ready to receive. What is it called?
Broadly speaking, the story of Horus is as follows. Horus was born on December 25th of the Virgin Isis Mary. His birth was accompanied by a star in the east, and upon his birth he was adored by 3 kings. At the age of 12 he was a prodigal child teacher, and at the age of 30 he was baptized by a figure known as Anup, and thus began his ministry. Horus had 12 disciples he traveled about with, performing miracles such as healing the sick and walking on water. Horus was known by many gestural names such as the Truth, the Light, God's Anointed Son, the Good Shepherd, the Lamb of God, and many others. After being betrayed by Typhon, Horus was crucified, buried for 3 days, and thus resurrected. These attributes of Horus, whether original or not, seem to permeate many cultures of the world, for many other gods are found to have the same general mythological structure. Attis of Phrygia, born of the Virgin Nana on December 25th, crucified, placed in a tomb, and after 3 days was resurrected. Krishna of India, born of the Virgin Devaki, with a star in the east signaling his coming. He performed miracles with his disciples, and upon his death was resurrected. Dionysius of Greece, born of a virgin on December 25th, was a traveling teacher who performed miracles such as turning water into wine. He was referred to as the King of Kings, God's only begotten Son, the Alpha and Omega, and many others. And upon his death he was resurrected. Mithra of Persia, born of a virgin on December 25th, he had 12 disciples and performed miracles, and upon his death was buried for 3 days and thus resurrected. He was also referred to as the Truth, the Light, and many others. Interestingly, the sacred day of worship of Mithra was Sunday. The fact of the matter is, there are numerous saviors from different periods from all over the world which subscribe to these general characteristics. The question remains, why these attributes? Why the virgin birth on December 25th? Why dead for 3 days in the inevitable resurrection? Why 12 disciples or followers?
Well, those are good questions. Good morning. Welcome to week 6 of our series, Duped. It's good to have you tuning in across all of our sites. And we have looked through this series at different popular perspectives of spirituality within our Western context and culture today. And for these last couple of weeks, we're focusing on the Jesus never existed theory that is popularized on the internet primarily as a conspiracy theory, and the lead forerunner of that Jesus never existed myth theory is the internet movie Zeitgeist. And as we said last week, for some of you watching or listening to the podcast, it's not of direct interest to you. You say, well, I know enough about historical scholarship that this is just goofy, or I'm not actually interested in historical scholarship or that debate. But remember, as we said last week, we don't only work through this material for ourselves. We work through this so that we are well equipped to then be able to give answers to those who have questions and to move into the marketplace of ideas with coherent, cogent, well-researched and thought-through responses. And hopefully we can engage in these discussions with others. And so I hope that you're paying attention and taking notes if you're a Christian so that you can better represent accuracy and truth and cogent thinking in discussions with others. And if you're not a Christian, I hope you're paying attention because we think you should be. There we go. Our bias is on the table. Let's move forward. Hey, one of the things this clip ends with that we just watched is the list. It's the power of the list. We talked about it last week, throwing a lot of stuff our way. What's that called? It's called hurling the elephant. It's when the debater throws a lot of information your way and just seems to overwhelm you, so you say, must be true. Well, let's start with that list that appears at the end, and then we're going to work backwards through some of the comparisons that are brought about in the movie Zeitgeist, because we found out last week that Zeitgeist lies, and we want to be bold about that and clear about that because it lies boldly in many areas. Remember, we said if you're going to lie and you really want people to say, wow, that must be true, lie in three ways. Lie boldly, lie creatively, and lie quickly. And Zeitgeist does all three and does all three very well. And we've said, in my terminology at least, and you might want to be more bold than this, my terminology is to